Church folks, I gotta come down y'all's row again. Watch your toes. Greetings and salutations. This is your girl, Outspoken Diva. Hair comb, face wash, body covered. So y'all know what I'm doing. I'm already making mistakes. So guess what? I'm answering your questions, right? Okay. Uh, any housekeeping? Trying to think. I don't think so. I don't think we have any housekeeping. What comes down the pipe is what comes down the pipe is when y'all see videos and things. Don't need to announce those. You see what you see. Yeah, I don't think we have anything to talk about. So let's get started. We have two. We're gonna hope two. I know one of them have to be chatty. If not, hopefully we can get to this second one. So let's get started. But yeah. Um. All right. Okay. I was watching a. You know what? Let me stop that one. Let me do the one I'm not gonna be so chatty about first, so we can get it out, get it in here. Celebrity hall passes. Celebrity hall passes. Isn't that cheating? And would you let your spouse have one? Okay. Uh, y'all do know I'm not married, so yeah. So if I, it would be my future spouse. If I am to have one. Um, yes, celebrity hall passes is imaginative cheating. Yes. Because I mean, we always say that celebrities are regular people, so I don't. I was like, why do y'all? I mean, but it's I guess imagination. If it works for your relationship, it works for your relationship. No, my spouse is not having one, and he should not give me one. I think I've talked about this before. I hope so, because yeah, if Anthony Mackie comes down the way, don't give me the don't say that yeah because it's Anthony Mackie. I'm trying to find. I got a few eye candies, but right now Anthony Mackie is probably the more recognizable as fine or handsome or whatever or those words, but desirable. So if Anthony Mackie comes, I don't want my spouse, and if no, I'm not giving my spouse one, and no, don't give me the option, cause yeah, I'm cheating. No, I'm cheating. Don't give me the option. Don't give it to me. No, my spouse won't have one. So, yeah, but yeah, I feel like it's like imaginative, imagination cheating or whatever. No, yeah, I'm not saying no, you can't look at anybody, you can't look at any celebrities, you can't. But no, we're not gonna. No, I'm the only person you're gonna be sleeping with. Okay, so take that how you need to. You do not. There will be no, whoever you into. No, they walk down the street. I'm not granny. No, that's not what our marriage is. Mm-mm. Forsaking all others. That includes the celebrities also. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this other question. All right. Next question. Last question. Okay. I was watching a podcast. I left the link below. Thank you. And the guest said that purity culture was a disservice to women. I understood what was said and I agree with it because it is weird. But the guest and the host continue to talk, and they also include single mothers going before the church for forgiveness, purity culture in other non Christian religions, and men being told not to be perverts. I thought purity culture was only about balls and rings. Is it something else? Um, what we are told about purity culture, it was there was this movement in the 90s, the 1990s, about, and it included the balls and stuff, and little girls in the white dresses, and the dads, and they give them a ring and all this kind of stuff. And then some places just had rings, and like young people who wanted to, save themselves for their spouse only, before their churches and things. I only remember it being in churches. I don't remember it being there were being I only knew it for being sacred spaces. I never saw anybody do that in secular spaces, so we have to say church. And I only saw Christian, that being in the Christian religion. That's because, yeah, that's what purity culture, the movement was. But um, purity culture, when broken down to the base words, purity and culture, it places, I got a definition from the internet, places strong emphasis on abstinence before marriage. That means, no birds and bees before you're married, right? Okay, so because people want to, because a lot of sacred spaces want to not be part of that with the balls and the rings and all of that. But in actuality, the bases, the tenets, the rules, the mindset, the beliefs are still the same. All, and I'm sorry, but all Christian churches have a version of purity culture that they do teach, So yeah, when you break purity culture down, yes, I watched the episode that you watched. I can't remember the name of the. I'll put it up here on the screen, and then I also link it down below. Um, but what they were talking about, yeah, it is a mind. To me, purity culture is a mindset, and yes, it did a disservice not just to women. It did a disservice to all people. Okay, because I should have wrote some of this down. I mean, I should just took the message that I saw and sent you and put it in my notes. But I mean, I grew up in a certain church. I know other churches that do these things. Ladies can't sit on the front row, so they don't tempt the ministers. But you don't tell the minister not to be a pervert. The ministers are still allowed to sit gap leg, or as I used to say as a child, my sister and I would say, sitting in the come get me stance. Okay, and they will be sitting, and they would be sitting very in a very revealing way. Okay, you don't say that to them. Okay, um, they spoke on one. I never saw this in my lifetime. I have heard of it. I know Foundation Church did it with their first pastor. Then when I came about, I was born in between the first pastor that passed, and they were picking the news, a new pastor. They had a new pastor shortly after I was born. So, and he didn't believe in that. So, but they did the whole bringing the young lady, the single mother, uh, forth before the church to ask for forgiveness. Churches that if the father of the child went to the church, you don't bring him forward. And I knew of churches that I've heard. I'm not gonna say new. I heard of tales where the father wasn't even a child. No, another young man of this young lady's age. Sometimes it was the perfect old man in the church, like a perfect old man in the church. You didn't bring him forward, okay? Uh, the modest dress. Uh, they were talking about, yeah, in other religions, yeah. Uh, I think it's Islamic, the one where they pray, and in the mosque. So I want to say that's Islamic. I hope I'm saying it right. The men are in front of the women, so that the women, when they bow down to pray and stuff, you know, they're not looking. Now I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but who's to say there's not a woman looking at a man's rear end? You know, regardless, it's still, or the whole dress, those that have to dress covered up, and they can't. You can only see their eyes and those things if they're not married women, and it's still part of purity culture. Again, yes, you want to. Yes, purity culture came out this movement in the '90s and things, and okay, yeah, yeah, that's about it's bothersome. Yeah, that's a bothersome thing to think about, but all of it is a little bothersome. I can understand how y'all started this or how it continued. I understand when society was marrying off women, marrying off women uh before 21. Yeah, you want your 12-year-old not out here, dallying before marriage, because I mean 12-year-olds shouldn't be doing that, but she had already started Mincy, so 13, 14, But here's the next thing that we talking about, disservice. I said disservice for people. Have y'all watched Bridgerton? Spoiler alert. The last season, I want to say that is season 3. Uh One of the mothers found she had two daughters that were married, and they weren't they hadn't had children yet. She was concerned, and she found out her kids didn't know what was going on. So y'all expect them to be wives, and y'all are marrying them off, and they supposed to be presented to these husbands, but they don't know what to do. So if you're gonna at least keep their purity, how come you're not teaching them proper education? And I'm saying that, like, yeah, that was during Bridgerton's time. That's going on now. Y'all are not teaching children. I mean, not children, but you're not teaching anything now. They're still finding out in the streets and uh in adult uh rated films. XXX. Uh, so you know, they still, talking to folks, and you're not even buying them, you're not even buying proper books or things of that nature, or making sure you would rather the school teach them the birds and the bees and the bees and the bees and the birds and the birds, as opposed to you teaching them also. Okay. So it's weird, yeah, it's weird, but it's not, like I said, when we talk about purity culture, if we are actually honest, it's all purity culture. It's not just that movement with the balls and the rings. Okay. Yeah, that was weird for your for fathers to be, I understand that. Like I said, in the Bible, during times, like I said, when you were marrying off, you know, ladies to husbands, when they were still considered property. Now that we're not considered property and all this kind of stuff, why did that mindset still? I'm not saying that we need to let young people be loose and all that kind of stuff. And no, but they should be properly educated on the dangers of why you shouldn't do this, this, and this, and all of these type of things. And when I say young, I mean boys and girls, not just, again, they are correct. Men should not be perverts. Boys should not be perverts. Boys should not be boys. Men should not be men. Okay? We talking about protecting a woman's virtue and all that kind of stuff. Um, why does it need protect? It shouldn't be needed to be protected if certain parts of the population would not be gross and disturbing and yucky and just vile and vulgar. We wouldn't have to worry about a young lady's wearing a particular outfit. Cause some of y'all, they could be in sackcloth and ashes, and some of y'all would still be lusting over them like it's your right. Tell me I'm lying. You can't. Okay. All right. But yeah, it's when you break purity culture down by its base words, because words mean things and all those kind of stuff, it all is. And yes, all Christian denominations, all religions have some form of it. Probably, I mean, well, of the ones that I can think of, probably. I don't know all the religions, but you know, probably most of them have some kind of stuff that's like, wait a minute, and it all leans in favor of the man being okay to, no, men being okay to do whatever, but not the woman. And if the men are being able to do whatever, who are they doing whatever with? But then y'all get upset when people say the 304s be winning. That's another thing I want that y'all don't even discuss. Y'all talk about purity culture. You need to save yourself. Then explain why the 304s are still getting wiped up and chosen. 304s are getting married, and a lot of 304s are in what y'all call 304s now, you know. But a lot of 304s are loose women are in successful marriages. Some of you all who, yeah, I'm gonna say it. Some of you all who are encouraging the purity culture standards and all that kind of stuff used to be a loose woman or a 304 yourself. That makes sense. Okay, I'm just saying, you know. But yeah, purity culture is a disservice to all people. Okay, so yeah, let me get off of this because I'll probably be here all day, and this video is gonna be long enough. So yeah, you have any comments, questions, or concerns? Um about anything that I've talked about on this video or any video, let me know down below in the comments of this video on the social media site that you see this on, except Facebook. Facebook, you leave yours down below uh, of this video, or shoot me an email at the email address that is in the comments. Okay. Other than that, don't cheat. And everybody, don't be a pervert. Okay. All right. And as always, talking to you in adult terms.